All right, welcome to another hunt study where we study a hunt in hopes of getting better at training our own tree dogs. Had an overall horrible day today with the dogs. It was a disappointment from yesterday. Very windy. As a result, I wanted to run both of my started dogs today. Had double the temperatures, so I thought we would get some squirrel movement. I decided to run Garrett first since he's a little more experienced than Spruce, and being that he has a tendency to wind squirrels in the limbs. I thought with this mid-30s temperatures after it's been 15 or 16 the last week that the squirrels might be laying on the limbs, sunning, just getting out in the heat, that he might wind a few. Ended up being a really bad day though. He got on armadillos and didn't want to leave them alone. Had a little bit of trouble with him on them lately, and he ignored me. And as soon as I caught up to him, this all happened in the span of about 10 seconds. Again, very important to be in good enough shape to be able to stay with your dog so I could properly time that correction on the armadillos. But I worked him over pretty good. He got a good whooping because he knows he's not supposed to go after them. And then I put him on a leash, and we went right back to the car. After he ran trash and defied me when I tried to call him off of trash, I didn't want to reward him by letting him keep hunt. So it was a long half-mile walk of shame for him back to the vehicle. After the good day we had with Spruce yesterday, I saved the other side of the hillside, basically the side the wind was blowing over on, that would shelter, that hillside, break the wind basically for the squirrels, thinking it might result in some squirrel movement. And so I walked Spruce about a mile. We crossed paths with an armadillo when he was on the leash, and I was able to tell him no, keep going. About a quarter mile later, I tried unclipping him because he was acting squirrely, but it wasn't a squirrel, it was an armadillo. He tried to run it. I was close enough to him, yelled at him, no, really stern nose, clipped him. He came back to me, clipped him. And when I finally got to that protected ridge I wanted to run him on, and I unclipped him, wouldn't you know, the way my luck was going in the day, I unclipped him about 100 yards away from some bedded deer right downwind of him. So we got a nose full of deer right away, took off after him. Saw the white tails start flashing, saw him hot on their butts. He completely ignored me and ran deer for about five minutes. Not having this Garmin's really biting me in the butt, but it brings home a point that guys that don't have a Garmin still have to trash break. So I'm going to do some videos on how to do that. But again, with Spruce, I decided to just leash him. I don't want him getting away with running game, and it was a mile walk back to the vehicle. It was a pretty rough day overall. Due to the trash, we were able with Spruce on the mile walk back to the vehicle. I was able to encounter another armadillo, and I really took that as an opportunity to do some trash breaking with him. I had to be a little easier on him with running him because he hasn't had the exposure and the training on don't run trash like my other dog has, so I'm easing him into it. Going to be in the future using the leash to seek out opportunities to correct this because they got to be trash broke. Right now, again, I'm without a Garmin, but it still has to be done. So did a little bit of a video on that. I'll go ahead and link it, put it in the description somehow, link it to this video on his beginning of trash breaking without the e-collar. But bad day. Just had to keep my cool, leash him back to the car, write this day off, and hopefully the next day is a better day. I'm going to lean heavy on the leash in the future, especially with him. Walk him toward game, not unclip him unless I'm around squirrels.